Good morning students, welcome to another class of English. So in the last lecture we had discussed about chapter 3 of snapshots, that was Ranga's marriage. I hope you all have given a read to the original text. You all are having your books now. Actually it becomes convenient if you go through the original text, it becomes convenient for you to understand the story line as well as the difficult words also. Fine, so let us just recapitulate what we had done in the previous lecture. Ranga was our protagonist. It is a narrative. The author, he is giving the first person account. Ranga was the first person from his village Hoshahalli who had been sent to the Bangalore, who was sent to Bangalore for higher studies. And when he came back after 6 months, all the villagers, they were quite apprehensive. They were just waiting, okay, Ranga will come back from Bangalore, whether he has changed, he will look different, and all the people, they just minted outside his house, just have a one glance of Ranga. When he came out, all the people were quite shocked. They saw, okay, he is just the same. He didn't change. Even he was wearing the Ginevra also, that sacred thread. So that lady, she was quite happy. If you remember, she simply touched him to feel that Ginevra, whether he has changed his caste. Actually, that time, the people, they were not so educated. They were not so aware of the outside world. In the chapter, in the beginning of the chapter, the narrator, he has given us an account of the village Hoshahalli. It's a few qualities, you can say, why Hoshahalli is important, but it was not mentioned on the Indian map. Fine. So we had to discuss a few instances where Ranga was introduced by the narrator. He was altogether a very different person. He had some progressive attitude. Whether it was followed in the later on state also, we have to simply check out that. So I'll be starting from page number 18. I just hope that you all are carrying your books with you. Page number 18, third last paragraph that will be starting. Seeing so many people there, Ranga came out with a smile on his face. This we had discussed that lady was there. She went up to Ranga. She felt the Ginevra, whether it was there or not. And when it was there, she was like, oh, he's the same person. And all of them, they just left that place. Once they realized that Ranga still had the same hands, legs, eyes and nose, the crowd melted away like a lump of sugar in a child's mouth. When the people, they didn't get, actually people, they were waiting for some kind of excitement. They wanted something new to get. They were waiting, okay, he must have a change, would be a changed person. Physical appearance also, or in his mannerisms also, but Ranga, he was the same person as he was 6 months back. So they didn't find any kind of excitement, and all of them, they left that place. Only our narrator, he just stayed back. I continued to stand there. After everyone had gone, I asked, how are you, Rangappa? This was the full name of Ranga. Is everything well with you? It was only then that Ranga noticed me. He came near me and did a namaskara respectfully, saying, I am all right with your blessings. Now here another feature of Ranga's character is being introduced, being highlighted by the narrator. What was that? When narrator asked him about his well-being, then Ranga recognized him. He came to the narrator. He touched his feet and did the namaskar, the salutation, you can say. And the narrator, he was quite happy. Why he was happy? Because Ranga, he had not forgotten his manners. He touched his feet, literally touched. Not in today's time when simply people, they simply just went a little to seek the blessings of the elders. It was not so with Ranga. He touched the feet in the proper manner, what is the ideal way to seek the blessings of elders. And our narrator, he was so delighted to see that Ranga, he was the same person. He did not change, and that is the thing that he is introducing here. I must draw your attention to this aspect of Ranga's character. He knew when it would be to his advantage to talk to someone and rightly assess people's work. As for his namaskara to me, he did not do it like any present day boy, with his head up towards the sun, standing stiff like a pole without joints, jerking his body as if it was either a wand or a walking stick. Many of the times you see, you can easily relate to this thing, that people, the young generation, when they come to seek the blessings, they do not touch the feet. Now this is the literally thing. When you seek the blessing of elders, you are supposed to touch their feet. But many of the times what they do, they simply bend down and simply seek the blessings. That was the way, but not for Ranga. Ranga was altogether a different person. May you get married soon, I said, blessing him after exchanging a few pleasantries I left. Now, what was the blessings given by the narrator to Ranga? That was God bless you, like we say, may you get married soon. कि जल्दी ही तुम्हारा विवाह हो जाए. After that, the narrator left that place. Now, that afternoon when I was resting, Ranga came to my house with a couple of oranges in his hand. A generous, considerate fellow. It would be a fine thing to have him marry, settle down and be of service to society, I thought. So again, Ranga visited the narrator's place, and the narrator, he was quite delighted to have him because he was a very considerate person, very gentle, very generous person, and he had brought just show his gratitude, he had some oranges, some fruits with him. And the narrator, he had this feeling, oh, he is such a nice fellow, he is such a nice boy, he should get married. He should get married, and that would be a kind of a service to the society, because when nice people, they settle down, obviously, see, all the people, we are not the, no man is island, everyone says that the society exists with the cooperation of each and every individual. Each and every individual makes the society. When such people who are considerate, who are sincere, who are trustworthy, when they are settled down, they simply, if they are doing anything good for their neighbors or their family, it is obvious that they are doing something good for the society also. So that contribution, that cannot be denied. So that was the reason that narrator said he just wanted to get him settled after marriage. For a while we talked about this and that, then I came to the point, Rangappa, when do you plan to get married? Now he was educated now, he had completed his studies. So the narrator asked him, what are your plans for marriage? Kab shadi kar rahe ho? I'm not going to get married now, he said. As I told you earlier, at that time child marriage was quite prevalent. But Rangappa, now he was educated, he had seen the progression of a big city like Bangalore. He said that the thoughts for the marriage, they were entirely changed. He said, I'm not going to marry now. Too soon, it is too soon, I just want to get settled. And a few examples he quotes. He quotes a few examples which he came across, somewhere from the ancient time and someone from the modern time that he had experienced during his stay in Bangalore. So he says, and the narrator asks, why not? Why don't you want to get married? I need to find the right girl. Now that was the first choice that he wanted. First, let me get the girl of my choice. I know an officer who got married only 6 months ago. He is about 30 and his wife is 25. Now he is quoting one example here, that I know a couple who got married 20 and the boy was 30 years old and the girl was 25 years old, I am told. They will be able to talk lovingly to each other. Now since both the persons, they were quite mature, so he finds, actually the point was that, what was his belief, that in child marriage, as you all must be knowing, the child marriage, both the bride and the bridegroom, they are of very young age. They even do not know how to talk to each other. They do not know about any emotions, because they do not know any practical situation of life. They haven't experienced anything. and they do not know how pious, how sacred this bond is that is called marriage. So example he was giving, that I am too young, I do not want to get married at this age. Let me find a girl of my choice, and what will be the benefit of that? That I would be able to communicate. I would be able to be in this relationship with a sincere feeling. So that was his only objective. Let us say I married a very young girl. He says, she may take my words spoken in love as words spoken in anger. Now he is giving an example. It may be possible that if I talk to a girl lovingly and she is so naive, she is so innocent that she won't be able to understand what I am telling him. And it may be possible that she will take my words of love out of anger. Recently, a troupe in Bangalore staged the play Shakuntala by Kalidasa. You all must be knowing. There is no question of Dushyanta falling in love with Shakuntala if she were young. And he had this perception that Shakuntala जो है वो दुष्यंत जो है वो शकुंतला से बिल्कुल भी प्यार नहीं कर सकता था अगर वो young होती. Since she was quite learned, she was quite mature. That was the only reason that Dushyanta fell in love with Shakuntala. Like the present day brides is there. What would have happened to Kalidasa's play? और अगर ऐसा होता तो कालिदास के play का क्या होता? If one gets married, it should be to a girl who is mature. Otherwise, one should remain a bachelor. That's why I'm not marrying now. Now that was his reason, that if one is mature both ways, the bride and the bridegroom both are mature enough to start a new life, to start a relationship, that too with sincerity and maturity. That is the only reason that they should get married. Otherwise, there is no chance to get married. One should not go for that. Is there any other reason? Narrator asks, कोई और कारण हो सकता है? A man should marry a girl he admires. The another choice was that कि हर इंसान को उससे शादी करनी चाहिए when you admire a person, when you like a person. What we have now are arranged marriages. How can one admire a girl with milk stains on one side of her face and wetness on the other, or so young that she doesn't even know how to bite her fingers? Now he's giving an example like the child marriage. If all the people they are into this tradition of child marriage, then what can you expect from a girl if she is totally into this novice thing? So that was the reason he says if she is not mature enough, then there is no reason to get married to such a girl. Once a neem fruit, the other a bitter gourd. एक तो नीम करेला, ऊपर से नीम चढ़ा, जो कि एक हमारी saying भी होती है. Exactly, Ranga said, laughing, and they both had this conversation in a very light manner. I was distressed that the boy who I thought would make a good husband had decided to remain a bachelor. After chatting for a little longer, Ranga left. I made up my mind right then that I would get him married. और उसको थोड़ी उन्होंने इधर उधर की बातें की, and he was quite disappointed कि इतना अच्छा, इतना considerate, इतना eligible bachelor, and he has decided that he is not going to get married, and he was quite disappointed. But our narrator, he was not going to lose heart. He said, okay, now it is my mission. I will get him married very soon in the coming time. Now in the next lesson, we will discuss about the next episode, how Ranga changed his mind and what were the efforts of the narrator to get him married. That we will discuss in our next chapter. Till then, take care of yourselves. Thank you all of you.